welcome to the Rawkwardness podcast, where every episode we talk to a really cool songwriter about why they started playing music and what kept them going. And then they play us one of the first songs they ever wrote. We're your hosts. I'm Rose Sean.
I'm Terence Leclerc.
And I'm Tony Tancredi.
Now, this week's guest is Ella Vos singer Lauren Salomon. Ella Vos has millions and millions of plays on Spotify. I mean, just some incredibly catchy tunes about, light topics like postpartum depression, which I really respect. But Tony, I'd love to know how you met Lauren.
I met Lauren back in 2008 when I was drumming in the Union Line. We played a bunch of shows with her old band, and we all became pretty good friends. Years later, she even gave me the opportunity to tour with her as Ella Vos. And it was the most interesting tour I've ever done, still to date, because I was playing drums and bass at the same time. They had rigged up an SPD with different bass notes on each of the 9 pads, so I was playing that with my left hand and drums with my right hand. It was super fun and a massive opportunity, so I'll forever be grateful to her.
Nice.
Jesu Cristo.
Tony does it all.
Tony truly does it all, in
Yeah.
case you didn't know. Wow. You know what? That distracted me from the fact that Lauren really gets us. She really understood the assignment, and
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
she clearly did her homework. She showed up with props and got
books.
very rawkward with us, which made our little hearts sing. So please enjoy our patio hang with Ella Vos.
Right before you get there, you take the 14.
Okay.
You go east.
Sweet.
I think that's a great place to see meteor showers, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's this amazing rock formation there, which I grew up across the street from. And they there's a lot of music videos and commercials that have been shot there. And they shot all of the Flintstones.
No way.
They
The
set
movie.
up the movie forever ago.
Of
I
the
was
TV show. It's
I
like,
was
yeah,
like
they shot
5.
the TV show out there. It's an animated show. It's not. Yeah.
No.
But yeah.
If you've never heard of Flintstones before,
The vitamins?
Yeah, there's something wrong with you.
Yeah. Oh,
Topo Chico.
Topo Chico. Unofficial.
Oh,
Yeah,
yes,
yeah.
we're rolling.
Oh, we're rolling.
We've been rolling.
Rocking and rolling.
We've been rocking and rolling. A little bit of both. Welcome, Lauren.
Hey.
Hi.
So good to see you.
so good to see
It's
you.
been a while.
Awkwardness.
I know.
Yeah.
I love that you just came straight from camping to
Yeah.
hang out and
That's
talk to
awesome.
us. This
Thank
is so
you.
Yeah,
great.
you're amazing. Thank you.
So we were talking a little bit before Rose got here. You are from the desert.
Yeah, I'm from
Yeah.
LA.
Yeah,
The desert, the high desert.
the high desert. And
I don't know. That's probably not. I'm not painting an accurate picture.
Oh, well, where are you? I mean, where are you from specifically? Like,
It's right before the high desert and in between the suburbs and north of LA.
Yeah.
so like Santa Clarita?
Oh yeah. Sorry. I'm being. So I grew up in Agua Dulce, which
okay.
is this cute little country town, desert town. Lots of horses. We didn't have horses.
I was
don't-
going to ask
no.
if you rode horses.
And if you didn't have, a lot of people, if you weren't out there for land and horses and stuff like that, you were probably doing stunts and you.
Oh wow.
There's a lot of film ranches and
There's a
stuff
lot of film
out there.
ranches.
Yeah. I've
Yeah.
definitely shot out there. I have a friend who lives
Oh,
out
yeah.
there and has mini donkeys.
That's cool.
We didn't do stunts or horses, but we lived out in the desert. Amazing stars.
There's a lot of space out in the desert, which is cool. Just how it inspires. Just like
Well, I think it's kind of interesting too, people who are from LA adjacent. You are so close to LA, but I mean, as a kid, you probably didn't go into LA very much.
We
or
mostly
did you?
went. We were in the valley a lot. All my dad's family grew up in the valley, so I went to the Hollywood Bowl.
Oh, you did. So you guys did go into LA. Some.
Yeah, when I don't know, was young. Yeah, we'd come and do things.
do you remember your first show?
My first show it was some orchestra night,
Nice.
Philharmonic.
Love
Yeah.
this.
But my first real show at the Hollywood Bowl that I wanted to go to was Hanson.
Nice.
Oh, yay. Oh, my
It
gosh.
was a big deal.
I
Yeah.
bet.
Yeah, I was
They're
12.
great.
Did you have good
nice.
seats?
No,
Nosebleeds.
no, and everyone was screaming so loud. I was so angry because
You're
I was
I can't hear them
I
singing.
was I don't understand. I was 12.
Oh, that's funny.
I just want to hear them sing.
Yeah.
Right, I just want to hear their beautiful tight harmonies.
Yeah.
They're amazing.
So you did get into the city. That's kind of cool. I'm always kind of jealous of the Southern California kids because I'm just your life was so different than mine. But I mean, Agua Dulce is really beautiful.
Yeah, it was beautiful. It was inspiring. Yeah, I mean, it's where I actually brought
Yeah, you got some notebooks there.
my journals from
Oh yes.
Yes.
when I was
This is what
living
we
in
live
Agua
for.
Dulce. I was 12, I
That's
think.
so
It was
sweet.
6th grade. So like 11, 12.
Oh my gosh, is that the Pillsbury Doughboy on that
This
notebook?
first, yeah, should I describe these?
Oh please.
Yes, please
yes.
do.
Okay, so just imagine this little skinny redhead girl living in the desert in her purple bedroom,
Aw.
lavender, writing in her Pillsbury Doughboy journal. We'll need to post a picture of this.
Yes, we will.
Yes.
This was my band. This was my band notebook. So the band began summer of 97, and it was called Colorblind.
Wow.
And there's a
Yes.
logo on the front
Oh
page
my
I love it.
god.
that I designed.
It looks like a yin
It's
yang.
a yin
almost.
yang.
Yeah.
Yep.
That says colorblind with, and then, but it's also a sun.
I couldn't love it more.
Wow.
And who's Gianna?
Gianna was my best friend.
Aw.
So I'm still friends with her.
Nice.
And then our dreams for colorblind, make an album. That's a good one.
That's a good
That's a
place
good
to
start.
start.
Yeah.
Start 2, have good practices in future. Spelled wrong. 3, win this contest.
Of course.
There was a rock band contest that we
Of
were
course,
aiming
yes.
for. 4, be known as a good band. You gotta have musicianship.
Yes.
5, to not to fall away from God.
Aw.
That's adorable.
That's so
That's
sweet.
very cute.
6, become famous. Also spelled wrong.
How's famous spelled?
FAMOSE.
Oh, famos.
Famos.
We want to
The
become
most.
I want to be the most.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now this is a Mickey Mouse
Yeah.
book.
This is a Mickey Mouse book.
I love it.
This is another colorblind book. Got my address and phone number, house number written on the inside.
Oh, Jesus.
In case
Oh,
he
wow.
needs it.
Now
Yeah,
I
it's
tried this. The logo was not good. I tried a computer thing.
Oh, that's great though.
Oh, my
And it's an
gosh.
eye now.
There's an
love it.
eye.
Well, yeah, because blind.
Colorblind, yeah.
But I think the hand drawn logo was the one.
The,
Yeah.
the yin
Yeah.
yang sun
Yin
is
Yeah, with
kind
the
of
sun,
my
yeah.
personal
There's a
favorite.
Hanson logo. You know, colorblind file, keep out.
Okay.
We need money.
One of them just says we need money.
There's a list after that. We need a drummer. And the only option was my brother, which I was not going to be okay with.
The only option.
We were going to try to get our friend Becky to play drums, and I don't think Becky did music like any, or even was interested in music. I think she was, I think she was a dancer.
But she was like, I'm not playing drums for you.
And she's not going to play drums.
She wasn't going to learn drums just to like be in your fictional band. How dare she?
Oh, okay. These are the good songs. Okay, Tell Me. It's a good one. I can read it later. Brain Dead. I'm trying to find a good lyric. You can cut out the silence.
Yeah. No, we
Sorry.
can edit. No worries.
Okay. Me and him together, it was picture perfect. It doesn't even rhyme. This is how bad we are. I'm going to read this because then you'll really understand that I was not a prodigy at all.
Everyone starts somewhere.
Yeah.
Everyone starts somewhere. This is where I started. Me and him together, it was picture perfect until one day I got a letter. It said goodbye in a nice way, which left me confused in my room. Did he leave for another girl or does he want to be alone? What does this mean? Leave me alone. I got to think on my own. I got to figure this out. I don't care if I don't, you better watch out because I'm going to scream and shout. Yes. Oh, because I'm going brain dead.
That's a hit.
That's
That
a
is
hit.
a hit, yeah.
Time.
Oh my gosh.
Forever Friends. There's a song I'm looking for. Oh my gosh. It's called High Waters. I think it could be a good title.
Yeah,
And it
I
might
like
actually
that title.
inspire a new song.
Oh, I hope so.
Oh, this is a great title. Inside a box with a flashlight. First line in the chorus, I feel trapped. There's another great one. Bummer.
Wait, the song's called Bummer?
Yeah.
What's the first line of that chorus?
Yeah.
Bummer. I mean, yeah. No one wants to know about this.
No, they
This
do.
is
everybody
This is
wants to
literally
know about
what the
this.
podcast is about.
Yeah.
So tell us everything.
Used bubble gum. I can barely read my writing. This is really embarrassing. Okay, and the band, we got distracted. Didn't really come together in the band notebook lyrics, but these other books that I have.
Was the band just you and Gianna?
It was just me and Gianna, and we were obsessed with Hanson, and so our whole goal of creating a band was so we can meet Hanson and tour with them. And we thought if we won this rock band contest that we'd get to meet them, and it had nothing to do with them. So that was our view of the music industry. It was
Dreams.
like,
all famous people know each other. So.
Yes.
Yeah. Duh.
You win one thing, you won it all.
Yeah, you will automatically make it.
Yeah.
So who played what?
I played piano.
Mm-hmm.
And Gianna sang. She's an amazing singer. And I wasn't a singer at all. I was a classical pianist.
Oh.
That's right. When did you start?
When I was 5.
That's amazing.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did. I studied classical piano until I was like 24, 25.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
You're
you.
probably like really good.
Well, it's literally, it's all disappeared.
I
What?
doubt that.
Yeah, no, it's terrible. I have
don't
not
know.
played classically, in a
Your
long time.
version of disappear is probably
I know.
just
I'm
way
like,
better than anyone else's.
I know. I'm like way skeptical, but sure. For the sake of argument, I believe you.
But yeah. So, but I didn't. I mean, this is like we were not like 13-year-old bands now.
Yeah.
You know.
Oh, they have, like, iPads
This was the
and- yeah.
90s. So, we didn't we didn't have computers. We had no way of recording anything.
Yeah.
Our parents wouldn't buy us any you couldn't.
Yeah.
We got a tape recorder, but you had to do it all at the same time. Like,
Everything's live.
Yeah. There was like no ability to like layer anything or
yeah.
I know. I know that life for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. So we had this really shitty keyboard and we would just I didn't really know how to write a song on keyboards either. I didn't know what I was doing. I was learning classical piano, so I wasn't learning chords.
Mm-hmm.
No, or any sort of pop
So
music,
I,
anything,
can't really improv some rock.
we were not. We were not good. We didn't even really exist. All that existed is that we were writing lyrics.
Yeah.
That's huge.
It was concept, yeah.
Yeah.
But the concept was there. It was you on piano, her singing, and you had lyrics.
Concept was there. We had great music
Yeah.
video ideas, I'm sure.
What was the music video?
I don't know.
Something in the desert.
Yeah. It's, we did what we could. I
That's
thought we were very
sweet.
creative.
That is
Yeah.
really creative. I mean, wait, how old you were 12?
I was 12. Yeah.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Well, I think just honestly, there is something to the idea of being oh, this is a possible thing. We believe that we can create music. That's probably a good first step.
Yeah.
In some ways, I feel really nostalgic for it because to be able to create something like that you get to invent and then you don't have to share it with anyone or
Yeah.
show the world. There's no pressure. You're
Yeah.
just playing.
Yeah.
That just doesn't exist anymore.
No, not when it's your job. Yeah.
Yeah.
It changes everything.
Yeah.
Or when you want it to be your job. It
Yeah.
changes everything.
Well, even if it's you're just a kid, you have one creative idea and it's on social media and then it's a thing.
Yeah.
I wonder, I've been thinking about it a lot because I have a 6-year-old and
Renee.
his name's Renee
Shout out, Renee.
So cute.
and he just joined a rock band.
Aw.
He's
What's he
in rock
play?
band school. He plays bass and drums.
Nice.
He's got
So
amazing
cute.
rhythm. And I'm I don't want him to, I don't know. I don't want him to start feeling the pressure of
Yeah.
having to perform. I don't know.
Right. Or just just have fun, explore creativity without being oh, you need to it needs to be a thing now.
Yeah, now it needs to
Express,
make money.
But so Colorblind
Oh yes.
didn't
Yes.
really put anything out.
No.
How dare they?
Colorblind was an amazing dream.
So what was the next step after that?
What happened after Colorblind was I like dove really deep into classical piano, and then and went to audition for colleges, went to college for piano performance, and was like really like super zoomed in on that. All the while like still being like a music lover and like always going to shows, like rock and emo shows.
Yeah, same.
Yeah. But I wasn't like, I was very like, I do classical music and then I go to these shows. I'm like a different person. And then it wasn't until I was finishing college and I realized like, I was going to go to get my master's in music theory. And I kind of realized one day like, then I'm going to like have to be a teacher, and I'm not a good teacher. Like, I don't want to be a teacher. That's just not my thing. I was teaching piano lessons, and it was hard. I had great students, but it was hard.
I think a lot of musicians find themselves teaching because they have to, and not at all because they want to.
Yeah. It's just hard if you're not passionate about it. And I had such great piano teachers growing up that I was like, I always compared myself to my piano teachers. I was like, I'm not going to be as good as they were. And at the same time, these brothers that I went to school with were starting a band, and they were trying to convince me to join their band. And I was like, no, I play classical piano.
To join them as a pianist?
Yeah, but like play like synths.
Keys.
Yeah,
Right,
well, I mean,
and I like didn't even own a keyboard or a synth, and so like it took them months to convince me. Like they were after me for like a good 6 months. Just,
I love that you like played hard to get.
I know. And then they finally convinced me, and so I joined the band, and then it was kind of the most amazing thing.
The New Limb.
Until it wasn't. But the New Limb, I joined this band, the New Limb, which like is where I learned how to write a song.
Oh man, we played so many
Finally.
shows with you guys. That was so fun back in the day. They were good. You guys were great.
New Limb.
No, we weren't.
Yeah, you were. I have video proof. You guys did a
We
Tonality
were not
magazine.
great. I've listened to the recordings.
It's
and,
awesome.
What kind of
Yeah.
music was it?
Like indie folk rock,
Love it.
I guess. I don't know. It was such a mess.
So that was like the first band you were in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really properly.
Yeah.
So, and they
Did
convinced.
they get you a synth?
Right.
Yeah, they did. When I drove down,
Didn't Johnny help you pick out a Nord?
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, sweet.
But before that, the day that I met the band, I like kind of knew them, but we were mostly, I don't even know how we were communicating, but I was talking to the drummer. He was convincing me. So at the time I was living in Santa Barbara. I drove down to Orange County for my birthday. It was my 21st birthday, and I wanted to be, and all my college friends were down there. So I went down. I was like, okay, I'll meet you guys, and we can do a rehearsal and like try it out. So I got there, and they had like all the keyboards set up for me and a mic, and like we're ready. And like previously, they had sent me their songs to learn, and they had like recorded this really cute voiceover, like narrating all the stuff that they thought they wanted to do to the song. They were like, would be a cool spot for keys, but you can do whatever you want. Like, it was so
That
sweet.
is adorable.
Yeah. So I came down for my 21st birthday, did this rehearsal with them, and then they all came out with me for my birthday, and I got like completely hammered and was trying to write on my body with a pencil, keep track of how many drinks I had, because that's what my cousin told me I should do. And then it was kind of like done deal after having a night with them. I was like, oh yeah, I'm definitely joining this band. Like these guys are so cool to hang out with.
That's such a good
I'm in the
birthday
band now.
present.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting too because, playing synthesizer or like keyboard is really a pretty different thing than playing piano.
Yes.
It's almost not the same thing at all,
It's two
even though
separate
they
instruments, yeah.
technically
Yeah.
both have keys.
Yeah, it took some learning to do. I think I had like a really good sense of harmony, and like when I was in college, I did finally learn how to like play chords eventually. Like literally in college, like, which is crazy. Now, it's only crazy because now when kids learn piano, like
That's the first thing.
Start,
But they just like when you learned it, it was like
I just was like
reading sheet music.
strictly sheet music.
So they had a mic for you too. Were you singing then?
Yeah, and they were like, well, everybody sings.
In
I
the
was
band?
like, okay.
Yeah.
I sing in choir. I like singing, but I've never like sang. I've only ever sang on a mic for like when I was doing voice lessons on how to do a talent show, and it was so bad. And if that video footage ever surfaces, like still to this day would be embarrassed.
Yeah, it's like
it's so bad.
one of those things where you're like, I would literally rather have like my nudes leaked.
Yeah,
than
for sure.
Yeah.
I will give those away. Yeah, but like, please, mom, lock it away or delete it.
Yeah.
You know, or burn it.
yeah.
It's on VHS. It's so bad. I didn't know how to use my voice at all. So, but I was really, I was good in choir, and I was always listening to music. I was always singing in the car and like writing little songs. So when they asked, they were like, I'm like, everyone's singing. It's like being in choir. So I started singing. And then one day, so I moved into the band house.
The band house.
Oh.
I moved in.
Wow, fully committed.
Fully committed. I went too hard. I didn't respect that it was their band that I was joining. I joined and was like, this is what we're going to do now. And they did not like it. Like, at first they did, and then they didn't. And then
Right, yeah.
the band,
At first they're like, we love your initiative.
spoiler alert, the band didn't work.
Well, as so many don't.
Yeah.
But they got you singing.
So I moved into the birdhouse. We lived on Flamingo Drive. So,
Is that why it's called the birdhouse?
yes.
Oh, cool.
Moved into the birdhouse. Things are going good. We'd like practiced all the time. Like we were always in the garage writing and practicing and recording stuff. And so I learned how, like, that's how I learned how to use Pro Tools, kind of like good enough to like comp everyone's vocals, and like learned all about keyboards, bought multiple keyboards, learned how to like use all like the computer program to like program sounds, like
So cool.
just like threw myself into it. Like didn't really, it was like I was 100% into doing that, and then just teaching piano at the time. So like, yeah, I feel like I got like a late start. Like by this time, like I'm like 20, 22. And I'm like just now learning how to like write songs and record and
But see, my perspective on that now is that actually you were still super, super young. Like, you know what I mean? Like 22, I'm like, oh yeah, well, like that, right? Like that's when you really start to like be serious about a band, right? Like,
yeah.
yeah.
Where do we go from there?
That's
No,
it.
I mean, but you know, it's like, yeah, it's funny. You always feel like you're like the one that's late to the party, but actually at 22, like you weren't at all.
Yeah, true.
So was there like from this band like gave you the confidence to just start, like you're like, I could do this by myself kind of thing?
Oh my gosh, no. Not at all. I had too many ideas, and like our managers definitely were like kind of this like leaning towards, you know, the next single's got to be like a Lauren song, where it's just Lauren singing, because I had written this song called Morning Light, and everyone loved it, and it was kind of like my first time writing a song. I'm not gonna play it.
Come on.
I don't know how to play it.
Was it your first song you ever?
But I think that like kind of was, I had help. Like I didn't write it on my own, but you don't need to ever write a song on your own.
No.
Which is also something I didn't know until recently.
Same.
I'm not less of a songwriter because I didn't do it all by myself.
So you had this song Morning Light, and the manager wanted to like cut that and put that out as the next single.
Yeah, everyone was like, okay, starts a new phase. And we were going to like change our band name and like kind of rebrand, you know, like try to get signed. And we started working with this new producer, and they convinced me. They're like, oh, we're going to work with this producer. Will you please come? Because he wants to work with both you and Joey, the lead singer. And I was like, okay, like I'll do it for you guys, but I don't want to do it. You know, I just want you to know that I don't want to do it, but I'm doing it for you because I care about the band still. So I went and did the sessions. They were fine. I definitely like don't want to be the lead singer of this band. Like, I don't care if you could pay me and I'm not going to do it. Like, it's not going to work. No one's going to be happy. Like, they're going to hate it. I'm going to be miserable.
Yeah.
Like, this doesn't work for anyone. So I was like, it's done. It's over. And they like totally, or I don't know if all of them, but like some of them thought like that I was just quitting because now I had like a big break with this producer.
Oh, like this opportunity all of a sudden.
Because he wanted to work with me.
That's weird.
And I accepted to work with him because he was like, well, I went and told him that I was quitting the band, and he was like, well, I'd love to still work with you. And at first I was like, no, like you should work with the band. They'll figure it out. Like I just need to go do my own thing. And like, I don't know. He offered again. And I was like, I guess like I was also at this time, I was 6 months pregnant.
Oh my gosh.
So I was like, I mean, I guess if this producer wants to work with a 6 month pregnant woman, who's like never performed like a solo show, like a kind of a, starting from scratch, like I was kind of like, oh, like he believes in me. Like I should believe in myself too.
Yeah.
And I had been writing on the side on my own, like keeping songs for myself because they were too girly for the band. And I feel like I was always meant to like be where I'm at now. And it took all those like different things happening to kind of like push me there.
So just curiously, like the band you said was kind of like indie folky before.
Yeah.
And then, but the stuff you wrote, the stuff that was too girly, I'm curious, like what kind of like style was it like?
It's just like very like sad girl bops. Just
sad girl bops, man.
Yeah.
We love sad girl bops.
Yeah, that's
Like-
a great genre name.
Yeah.
It is. Yeah.
And then like with this producer, what kind of music were you gonna write?
He was at the time producing. He was like a ghost producer for a DJ, and so he was like using a lot of the same 808s and just like, I don't know, this minimal style. Like he was making tracks like that, and then I kind of was like at first like not that into it. To be honest, like I coming from like a band like where I was really like a big part of the recording process, like every synth that got recorded, like I played.
Mm-hmm.
And now I was working with this producer where he was like, well, you don't have to do that anymore.
And you're like, but
It's electronic stuff, huh? Like,
yeah. And I was like, yeah, but I like to.
yeah.
Just show up and sing kind of
But
stuff.
it was very, it was like, he kind of had a vision. He had a really strong vision. He had a stronger vision than I did, because I was like kind of throwing myself into this like new world of being a solo artist, and I didn't know what I was like, I don't know what kind of goals to have. I was kind of overwhelmed by the whole thing, and like I knew I wanted to do it, but I just didn't know, like I didn't know how to do it. I hadn't really.
It wasn't in the journal. You didn't have like that.
Didn't have the solo artist in the journal. Originally, I thought I was going to start a girl band called Ella. Ella.
Yeah.
Which is where Ella comes from. So I was like, yeah, I'm going to start this girl band. I don't know. I was still in the band world. So then to go work with this producer where I just sat on a couch and like hummed melodies and wrote lyrics on my phone, I was like, this is weird. I came from like playing in the garage where you figure stuff out and you yell at each other.
Yeah.
And like this was like silent. He'd just be on the computer the whole time, and I'd just be sitting on the couch just like typing on my laptop like, I'm afraid of the dark. Like just like I was like lost, just completely lost.
Yeah.
felt like I was starting all over.
I mean, it's like a kind of a 180.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was like, because of that, I was so vulnerable. Like I was really trusting. And I was like, this guy knows everything.
Sure. It's such a common thing, right? It's that whole thing again of like, they have the answers. My intuition can't be right.
Can't be right.
Right.
Yeah.
But I mean, I feel like you played the game and then you guys wrote that album. And
And
it was
the album was
amazing.
amazing. Yeah.
I remember the
feel
first time I
like
heard White
it-
Noise. I was like, no way. I listened to it a couple times. I was like, no way.
Yeah.
The bridge and stuff and everything was just like
Yeah.
so perfect. I couldn't believe what I was hearing.
I feel like White Noise, I really, like, I love that song because I do feel like I did have influence that song, like, beyond the melody and the lyrics. Like, I wrote the bridge and, like, felt like I got my piano in there and I, like, was kind of like, I feel like I was part of the process. The rest of the time, I was very much not part of the process. And I feel like it was, I don't know, I didn't push for it either. Because I just was like, maybe I just don't know. Maybe I wouldn't know what to do.
Yeah. Well, it's a novel experience. You're like, you don't know what's normal. You're not really sure what the baseline is. So you don't really know
Both.
what to advocate for or ask for
No.
or.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And here, like, I had all these sense that I was touring with Borns at the same time as a hired gun, and
So you're like, I'm an instrumentalist. I
Yeah.
could play this.
yeah. So I wrote my first song while I was like in the height of my postpartum depression, like when my son was 6 weeks old, and that was White Noise, and it was so hard to figure out what I was gonna reveal about it because I'm putting my first song out. Like, this is gonna define me as who I am as an artist. And like, is it going to be about being a mom? And like, is that going to resonate with people? Is that going to just kind of put me in this weird spot in the
Is that
music
going to be
industry?
cool?
Is it going to be cool? I was like, I had just turned 30. Like, I already felt like I'm starting late. Like, there's just, I don't know. You're not, no one ever starting late, but like,
There's not a lot of
it's a
examples.
young world.
Yeah.
Music is a young world. Yeah. When in 2016, it did not feel cool at all to be like, the song
But
is
you
about
were talking about it,
postpartum
though.
depression.
Well,
But
Before,
yeah,
I
so
feel
I
like-
decided, I was like, I have to be honest with, I got to talk about what the song's about. I can't make something else up about it. Like, I just won't feel good about that. So I decided, like, literally like the night before the song came out, that I was going to like,
you're like,
release-
fuck it. I'm going to lay
Yeah.
it all out there.
I feel like I'm at like a end of like this tiny journey of like where I'm now, like, I've been like doing therapy. I take medication for my depression. I like have a really like much healthier relationship with my son now. I take better care of my health because like of going through cancer, like I just had to make health changes. So like I take better care of my body. I have a better relationship with my body. I'm not working with the producer I did all my records with on this next album, and it's like opened up this whole. I feel like I'm like finally like happy, like doing what I want to do, and
Congrats.
I love that so much.
but yeah, I like feel like I sparked like something by being like honest and being true to myself and like kind of putting myself out there and being vulnerable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks for doing that.
I mean, yeah, I think that's actually making me tear up a little bit. Like,
Same.
I think that's really incredible because it's really easy to kind of give in, I think, to like what you think people want from you.
Yeah.
And who knows if that's what they even want, but you think it is. So you do it.
Yeah.
And then you just did something really brave.
Yeah.
And it sounds like it was like the right move.
Yeah.
So good job.
Yeah. Thank you. The album I am releasing next year is like all like mostly about being in love, which is fun, which I've never done before.
But I kind of like how you're like, you're really doing things on your own schedule, because like I think most people like start with that in their songwriting content, and you're like, no, I'm going to start out with postpartum depression and then make it to love songs.
Yeah. Yes. You know,
That's good. Go through the dark, get to the light.
Yeah. I think it's nice. It's a very positive album. Well, actually, I wouldn't call it positive. It's just it has a lot of attitude.
It's true. Like being in love doesn't necessarily mean like happy. It could be like a really tough feeling being in love. Like,
Yeah, there's one song that's like, oh, tell me if you want me, because I ain't no mind reader. And the whole song's like, yeah, it's kind of like, my heart is open for you. Like, you better like tell me if you want me or not, because I'm like hanging out.
Like I'm here.
Oh,
Yeah. So it's like kind of sassy and vulnerable, but like sexy and sassy. And,
yeah.
I can't wait to hear it.
That's funny. It's like hurry up with it.
My new husband he's an amazing producer and writer.
Oh, wow.
So when the pandemic started, we were like, well, I guess we can work together.
I guess we sort of have to.
We have to. But it was very based in like, well, there's nothing else to do, so let's just like jam. So we like set up my Prophet and his drum machine in my like little tiny office, and would just like put on Instagram Live and just do these like long synthy jams.
Oh,
Yeah. And then they just started turning into songs. So they were like, I guess we're working on an album together.
That's so cool. Like, you know, the organic nature of it too. It's like, well, there's nothing else to do. Let's just have fun. And it's like that state of play, I think, that is like where you kind of find the good stuff, or at least getting back to your joy.
Yes.
In music and out of the grind of it.
Yeah. I took the time to be like, what is my process? Like, I don't want to do things the old way, the way I was doing them. And then it was just like trial and error of like, okay, well, maybe I'll start with a track. Okay, don't like that. Maybe I'll play on piano. Okay, actually don't like playing on piano. And then finally find like, oh, like playing on guitar, since I don't really know guitar that well, is actually like really frees me up. And like started smoking weed and was like, wow, like this really helps like chill me out so I can like not be so nervous about making everything perfect. And like realizing that I kind of like writing these kind of like folky guitar songs and then turning them into dance songs. And so like I kind of at least found like a process for this album. And I had never done that before. And I don't remember what I was going to say after that, but.
No, I really love I love that for you. I'm like seeing the look on your face, like the way you're describing.
I'm getting
the way you,
so smiling and so happy.
Well, the way your face looks describing making this album versus how your face looked when you were describing the previous album, it's like night and day.
Yeah.
Anyway, I can feel that. Like it's like a weird feeling too to be like, I'm getting something good out of this, but I'm not really enjoying it.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. Like, I guess I'm
I
grateful.
kind of went from like doing that with the band and then doing that with my solo project. And then like, now I kind of feel like, I don't know. I definitely got more confident, like in therapy, like talking about like all the experiences I've had. Bless you.
Wow, you just like preempted my sneeze and just cut it right off.
Sorry.
No, thank you.
What was I saying?
Talking in therapy, opening up.
Oh, yeah. Just like in therapy, we talk a lot about like everything that I've gone through and overcome. And then also like, you know, like just all the things I've done. And so like, kind of like lately been like, you know, I'm 35. I've like been doing this for almost 15 years. Like, I need to be more confident. Like, I have a lot of experience. I know what I'm doing.
Yes.
Like, but like, I feel like it takes so long to I feel like this is when you probably do start to feel like I do know what I'm doing. Like I've been doing this for a while. Like, and I can trust myself, and like I have like good instincts, and I like I do like the music that I'm making, and yeah, it's been really nice to like have that kind of experience this year. It's been wild.
Yeah,
That's so
100%.
cool.
It, kind of, you just like, I don't think there's any particular age on this, but there is something really amazing about like kind of stepping into your power in a way and being like, oh, yeah, I got this.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's really cool. That's really cool. Because yeah, like, right, you've been doing it for 15 years. Of course you know what you're doing.
Yeah.
But I think that, I mean, I wonder if you feel that maybe that has something to do with just like being a woman.
Oh, 100. I mean, like 98%.
Yeah,
At
where
least.
you're sort of, we're always questioning ourselves and about almost everything. And
Yeah.
I think that's maybe why it takes us longer to be like, no, I think my idea is good.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with that.
Well, when you have an idea and it gets shut down, and then years later you see it happen, or not even years later, but you see someone else do it, you're like, yeah, I was right.
Yeah.
Why didn't I just do it?
Why didn't I just do it
Yeah.
when I thought of it? And when that happens so many times, you're
Yeah.
like, yeah, I know what I like. I don't know.
Trust your intuition.
Trust your
Yes.
intuition.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's definitely like a takeaway. I think just like one of the like takeaways of 2020 kind of.
Yeah.
So we're really excited to hear what song you're gonna play for
Oh,
us.
I've been waiting.
Oh, well, I mean, it's not exciting. I didn't
Yes,
mean to
it
like
is.
hype it up.
I'm
We
so
are.
excited.
Well,
We're
okay.
excited.
Now I feel like I can't decide. I have two ideas.
Ooh, do both.
I mean, we'd love
Okay.
that.
I feel like I have to play White Noise
Yes.
because I feel like
Sure. Yeah, that makes sense.
it's not, I don't want anyone to think that the first song I wrote went viral.
Well, thank you for being transparent
You
about
know,
that.
Well,
that would be really cool to say,
it's
but it's
also
just
like-
not true.
But
It's just,
it's like you said, it's the first song that you really connected with. Like
Yeah.
you felt like it was you sharing.
felt
so
like-
that's valid.
it felt like it was a whole song.
Yeah.
Um,
Because it's also like captures a moment, I mean, there's like the whole thing. You read us your diaries of being 12, so I think that covers that portion of the show.
Yeah.
yeah.
And so this is like the song that you first found your voice, maybe, like as a full realized
Yeah.
song.
I love my phone.
I love my phone.
Oh, that's a cute title.
Inside joke. I want to find the High Water song.
It's funny. I love that you're like, I don't want anybody to think this was actually the first song I wrote because it's not. Like,
Well, okay.
some people are just like annoyingly perfect right away. So thank you for not pretending to be.
No, I just like, I don't know. I felt like when I was starting out that everyone did it by like on their own, you
Yeah.
know, and that if you were going to make it, you didn't need anyone's help, and that you just had to like be the best. And that's just like not true.
No.
That it takes a whole team, and like you got to work with other people. Like, unless you're just a very solitary person, like I think it's really hard to like always write by yourself and do everything yourself. And I just don't think that's the way.
I think that's a pervasive myth for sure.
Yeah.
Because, the press really love to cover like a wonderkind, somebody who's just like a child genius.
Yeah.
But also,
Everyone loves
this idea of like a solitary genius, like a Prince type or what's his name from Tame Impala.
Yeah.
And yeah, there are those people, but come on. And even they usually don't really do it all by themselves.
I mean, there's a limit to what you can do on your own. Like you can't be, I don't think anyone should try to be a professional at everything. And I really feel like this, I've been thinking a lot about it, about social media, like, and about being like a content creator, and just like, what is my role like as an artist? Can I like, what do I want to be more successful at? Like, do I want to be the most successful at creating content, or do I want to write the best songs? Because I can't be best at both.
Ding, ding, ding. Yeah, I know. I mean, and some artists are great at that. Some artists are just really good at that. But
I just don't. I think it's okay. I think it's okay to know, to be able to know when you're not, what is not your strengths is like huge.
Well, right. Like, am I a songwriter or am I a video editor and graphic artist?
Yeah.
But
yes,
yeah, let's hear a song.
I know. Let's hear some songs.
So I was
both
thinking, so I was going to play White Noise, and then I don't know when this comes out. So I was thinking of playing a new song.
Play a new song. Yeah.
Okay. This is White Noise. Pushing against the grain, watch the clock tick and fade. Pray for a different scene. We can ask but won't receive. But you apologize over and over. You don't want to hear, 'cause it's all white noise swallowing me. Taking your high horse and I'll be free. 'Cause it's all white noise swallowing me. Maybe we'll know why eventually. We see through the stars, burning in the atmosphere. Down on the boulevard. Oh, tell me what I want to hear. But you apologize over and over. You don't want to know, 'cause it's all white noise swallowing me. Taking your high horse and I'll be free. 'Cause it's all white noise swallowing me. Maybe we'll know why eventually. 'Cause it's all white noise swallowing me.
That was beautiful.
Yes.
That was
That's
really
so
beautiful.
good.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah, it's I mean, it's just so nice to hear it on a guitar.
Oh,
It's like a really
yeah.
different way to hear that song.
Yeah.
It's so intimate. That guitar is so like got a dark tone
It's
to it.
so magic.
It sounds like winter magic.
It is a great sounding guitar for sure.
Thank you.
And now here's Glitter and Tears by Ella Vos.
I've been waiting here for a miracle. Some days I don't know what I'm fighting for. I try to stay high, dancing in the neon. Blue skies turn to dark nights, sinking to the bottom and I'm losing my mind. Glitter and tears run down my face. I say a prayer when they roll me away. Wish you were there for my worst, but I'm kinda glad that you weren't. Cover my eyes when they open my veins. Where do I go when there's no escape? Wish you were there for my worst, but I'm kinda glad that you weren't. Kinda glad, glad, glad. Didn't know you yet. I was sad, sad, sad. Turn my till I go. I try to stay high, dancing in the neon. Blue skies turn to dark nights, sinking to the bottom and I'm losing my mind. Glitter and tears run down my face. I say a prayer when they roll me away. Wish you were there for my worst, but I'm kinda glad that you weren't. Cover my eyes when they open my veins. Where do I go when there's no escape? Wish you were there for my worst, but I'm kinda glad that you weren't. Kinda glad, glad, glad. Didn't know you yet. I was sad, sad, sad. Kinda glad, glad, glad. Didn't know you yet. I was sad, sad, sad. I've been waiting here for a miracle.
That is the brand newest song from Ella Vos. I feel very honored to have been her first live audience since the shutdown.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, has the world even heard an acoustic guitar version of White Noise?
Not
Till
yet.
now. Yeah.
Not till
So
now.
good.
Exclusive.
Yes.
We'll be posting pictures of those middle school notebooks on our Instagram, so you should definitely check that out.
At Rawkwardness.
That's right, at rawkwardness. And it's very exciting that we got to hear Glitter and Tears on our show, but it has actually been out for about a month, so make sure you go find that on Spotify or wherever you stream. And follow Ella Vos on Instagram to keep up to date because she's got a lot of releases coming up. Subscribe, rate, review wherever you listen, and thank you for coming on this journey with us. See you next time for our Hang with Kyle Mars.